Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
Raw. It's
You pick up your palette knife and then work that into your meat. Give your meat a good old rub. Yeah, boy.
Breaker 1-9, this is the Rubber Duck. Who's leading this here convoy? Over.
I read you, Rubber Duck. This is the Carnivore Trucker heading this Bacon Convoy. We're on the road to health through the carnivore diet. Why don't you follow us? Over.
10-4, Carnivore Trucker. Let's bring home the bacon. Over.
Bonjour, Monsieur Wick, and welcome to La Resistance.
How's it going, everyone? Thanks for joining the Bacon Convoy. What's going on, Mr. Wick?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Like I said, backstage, it's been a busy day for me going with streams.
Yeah. That was a great intro, though.
Thank you. That's just where my mind goes when I hear Wick. Did I get your name wrong? Is it still? It used to be Wick Goes Carnivore, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the name I did was Wick Goes Carnivore, but I didn't want such a long handle, so I just did at wickivore. It's kind of like a take on carnivore, but wickivore.
Yeah.
So it confuses people all the time, and I'm like, boy, I should probably change that. But then if I change it, it's probably going to be a mess. So I just left it like I did. So.
Okay. But yeah, I'm not, like, I've seen your interviews, but I'm not 100% up on your story. Like, you went carnivore because you had some heart issues, right?
Yeah, so I had AFib, and that was one of the reasons for going low carb, I guess. I started out going low carb. I went keto first. I did that for a couple months, and then I went to carnivore. But I was pretty big, needed to lose a lot of weight, had a lot of different health type things. So I had the AFib, which with that, when you go into an AFib episode, your heart starts beating really fast and intermittent, like it'll kind of slow down a little bit and then it goes back up really fast and so forth. And your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure can go up, and you kind of are at like a risk for stroke and so forth if you're not careful. So AFibs can be a pretty scary thing. And then of course I had things like arthritis pain and joint pain. I had some mild depression. Didn't ever really feel like going out and doing anything. I would just sit on the couch and play video games or watch TV or something like that. Just didn't have energy to do anything. So I looked into keto first because I knew some people that were doing keto and having some success with it. And while I was doing that for the first couple of months, I continued to research more and more about carnivore. And I just felt that going to full carnivore was the best option for me. So I did that. I did that in July of 2022. So I'm about 16 months now on carnivore. I've lost, I guess, around 80, 85 pounds, somewhere in there. I can't remember the exact amount at this point because I don't pay that much attention to my actual weight loss anymore. But I got rid of the arthritis and the joint pain within the first few weeks, 4 to 6 weeks or so. I had back pain as well at night that went away. And the big thing, like with the AFib, is I haven't had an episode for AFib in a good 15 months, I guess, 14, 15 months or so.
Nice.
And I was having an episode about every 3-4 days or so, so like a couple a week before Carnivore. So that's really good. And actually Friday, so just a couple days ago, I went back to the cardiologist, and I have been on some medication for AFib, and he took me off of it at this point because there's a lower risk of going back into AFib and having, risk of stroke and that kind of stuff. So I've gotten off that medication, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I guess I didn't mention, but the energy levels have been great. I'd say probably within the first few months on Carnivore, my energy levels started going up. And I actually like to go out and do things now, and I do things with my wife. We go out and do stuff where for at least a few years before Carnivore, I never really wanted to do anything. I just feel like, no, I'm just going to sit here and whatever. And, my mindset is better and so forth. So,
Yeah. So, what? Well, I think you're frozen.
am I good now?
No, you're still frozen.
Uh-oh.
Hold on a second. Oh, now you're gone for me. Try leaving the studio and coming back.
Okay. Let's see.
So yeah, while we're here, running tap. Oh, is he still back? Oh, okay, you're back.
Am I good?
You're still frozen, but I can hear you.
Okay. Let me try something. Hold on.
Running tap says hi, and Mama Cracker. Hey there, all. I love that name, by the way. It's funny. Oh, maybe it's just me then. Well, I'll wait for him to come back then. Well, okay, there he is.
Okay. How about now?
You're frozen for me, but I'll deal with it because Abby says it's think it's just me. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe my internet is messing up, but well, anyway, what was your heaviest weight?
I was 370 pounds.
Wow. But anyway, so yeah, like, what do you think? How do you think Carnivore? How do you think that fixed your AFib or improved it? Like, how do you think that worked?
So I first started noticing videos out there from like Dr. Ken Berry, and other people talking about, I think it's the vagus nerve is up here, and how that nerve can cause bad signals electrically to your heart, which causes like AFib and skipped heartbeats and stuff like that. And how that can be because of like eating too much sugar and stuff like that, right? Like I can't think of the right word I want to say, but like sugar, just sugar, I guess, right? So the first thought was, okay, I need to cut out all sugars. And so that's kind of like when I was thinking keto at first, right? I was thinking like, okay, I'm just going to cut out sugars and try and cut out like seed oils, vegetable oils, stuff like that. But then I just kept watching stuff for carnivore and thinking that carnivore was right for me. I wasn't really big on vegetables or anything like that. So I think that it's really more of a sugar thing than anything else. Um, but that's just my guess. The interesting thing is, because I've talked about it on my channel several times, I get a lot of people putting comments in that they have the same thing. Like they've gone to carnivore and their AFib has gotten better, or it's gone away altogether, where they don't have episodes anymore. So it seems to me like, for whatever reason, carnivore, is a big elimination diet. So something that you're eliminating seems to make the difference, for at least for me and several other people for AFib. Doesn't mean it's going to be the case for everybody, but it has been, at least for me. So.
Wow. Yeah, I think probably has something to do with the melanin sheets of your nerves. Like all the fat helps with it. But
yeah,
I switched the internet, so from my mobile internet to my phone hotspot. So I think that fixed it for me, because I was hearing like in and out. Hopefully it wasn't too bad on everybody else's end.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been able to see you and hear you fine the whole time, so I don't know.
Okay, well, maybe it was just me then. I don't know. But yeah, yeah, for me, the diet has really helped with depression as well. You mentioned that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better. It's still not perfect. Still have my in and out days,
Yeah,
but I think that's normal for most people, I would say.
yeah, probably. Yep. And I mean, so there's this thought that people that go carnivore and talk about it on YouTube, I think sometimes there's like this misconception that everything is just perfect once you go carnivore, and it's not.
No, it's not.
Um, Things are a lot better, and I feel like I was going down the wrong road, and I don't know how much longer I would have lived before going to carnivore. So it's been a life changer for me, but it's not like there's not struggles all the time and things that don't go well, right? So it's not like it's great, it's perfect, and like I still struggle at times with cravings and wanting to eat sugar or whatever. So um, I guess that's the one key thing that we should be portrayed out there for people, is that it's not like just because you go carnivore everything's going to be great. Like, you still have to work at it and go through struggles and so forth.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been having some struggles here lately. I know, particularly when I first like caught onto your channel, it was like every other stream you got on, you were like, "Oh yeah, I had a donut the other day,"
Yeah.
But it's progress, not perfection.
Yep. Yep.
But we got
Definitely.
former fat
I
Joe.
mean, yeah. Hey, Nicole. I definitely, struggle with that even today. Like I said, I'm closing in on a year and a half on carnivore, and I still struggle at times with wanting to eat something that I shouldn't. So
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. Definitely. Let's see. Strawberries, whipped cream. But I give myself credit for not buying the fried pies that was right next to them. So I think that's a step in the right direction. People want to be dogmatic about all this and that, and being strict carnivore, but it's like, if you eat like, I think 75% meat-based animal, I think you're leagues ahead of most normal people. Well,
Oh yeah, I mean compared to
standard
how you've been
American
eating
diet.
your whole life, right? Yeah.
What?
No, I was just saying compared to how you had been eating your whole life before that, right? It's so much
Yeah,
better.
yeah. So I think there's definitely something to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so kind of a off tangent, but screw it. You had mentioned that you back when you were depressed, you would not want to do anything and just kind of sit around and play video games. Do you play video games still?
I do some, yeah. So for me, it's a little bit different. I've always been into sports video games. So a lot of people, when they think video games, they're thinking like Fortnite or whatever else they're thinking. I don't know, Call of Duty, whatever. I've never been really big on those games. I've tried them a few times, but I've always been more into like sports video games. So I'll do like Madden and like the NHL game and stuff like that. There's a baseball game that I play in that. So I still play a little bit here and there. Nothing like I used to. Like I used to, I'd work and then I would just sit there and play video games or watch TV or something like that. And I just wouldn't do anything, wouldn't want to do anything. You know, in the summertime when I need to cut the grass, I let it go get longer than it should because I didn't want to go outside and cut the grass. Um, and that's not necessarily the case anymore. Like playing the video games or whatever is more secondary now for me, just something I
Oh, yeah.
like to do as a hobby.
Yeah, I mean, like anything, you can have too much of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm definitely into like the shooter games. Not Fortnite. I don't. That's not appealing to me. But like
Yeah.
GTA. There's a new Hellboy game that I've been playing. I really like that one, based on the comics. But Running Tap says I'd like to get into games, but don't have the time. I don't have the time either, but I do it anyway.
Yeah.
And Mama
So
Cracker,
you,
I'm a beast hunter in World of Warcraft at 65 years old. That's awesome.
there you go. You mentioned GTA. I played that a little bit. I think they're coming out with a new one, right?
Sometime, eventually.
Yeah, I thought I saw something about it. Maybe they're just still working on it. I don't know, but I thought that there was a new one coming out pretty soon. So,
There's
yeah.
supposedly supposed to be one, but it's I don't know. It seems like it's probably a ways out.
Mm,
But yeah,
yeah. That reminds me, have you ever played the Red Dead games, the Red Dead Redemption?
I
Was it
have it on my
Red Dead
wish
Redemption
list.
Redemption 2?
I have it on my wish list. I want to play it.
Okay.
I had an ex who had it, who would play it, and she would always hand me the controller at the hard parts. So I played it a little bit, but not like I can't say that I played it. You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah,
But
I played both of those. The first one, well, not the original, but like the first one and then the RDR2. I played both of those games. They were pretty good.
what about the?
So I guess I do play some that aren't sports.
Oh, okay. What about
I didn't really think about that.
what about the Red Dead Undead version?
Yeah, that's a zombie one, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah. So I played a little bit of that one, but not a whole lot. I haven't played it all the way through. So, but I did play it a little bit.
yeah. I need to play those games. That would be really fun. But yeah, and then like, of course, there's the classics like Half-Life 2, all the Mass Effect games. I grew up playing Ratchet and Clank, um, stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah, actually, I haven't played any of those games. It's funny, but
William McCarney. I've never played any video games except for in the arcade in the 1980s. So you probably played like the Mortal Kombat and Pac-Man and stuff like that, or Tetris.
yeah. When I was a kid, I had an Atari 7800. That's
Uh-huh.
that's telling you how old I am, I guess. So I had like all those like Tetris and Pac-Man and Asteroids and all those games that I used to play.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
Frogger. Someone just put down Frogger. I
Oh
played
yeah,
that. Used to play that. Yeah.
I actually played Frogger on my Game Boy Color. former fat girl, Asteroids Pac-Man.
Yeah.
She plays Morrowind too. Klex? I don't know that one.
I don't either.
Oh, Tempest. I remember that one. Galaga. But since I don't have Russ talking over me, I wanted to show this on Kim's stream that I was at before, but I had mentioned earlier today on Carnivore Backwoods Roundtable that I'm thinking about doing a video game stream for my birthday on December 19th, and Skyrim was the one I'm thinking about doing, and I'm working on the thumbnail. So like this is one of the that's like the original Skyrim poster, right? See if I can get it to, there we go. That's my my trucker profile avatar thing as that. So I'm working on that artwork for the thumbnail.
Yeah.
I like doing stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
Do you do anything creative like that?
I am not a very creative person. I hate to say this, but I am a dull, plain, ordinary person. Don't have a lot of creativity in me.
So yeah, like what do you do for work, and how do you balance YouTube and your work life?
Yeah, so I am a mid-level manager at a company, and I mostly work from home, so that makes things nice. Like I used to have to go into an office, and it was like an hour to an hour and a half drive, sometimes 2 hours on the way home. So that was a lot of time that I get back now, right? So now when I'm done, I just leave my office, whatever, and do whatever at home. So for me, a lot of times, like I'll be doing stuff in the evening or weekends and just queue it up into YouTube throughout the week. And you know, like most of my videos I have go out during the day when I'm actually working. So I don't really do like premieres and stuff like that because I don't have the time to sit there while it's live and stuff. I guess if I did an evening premiere, I could do that. But you know, I'm usually working, so that's kind of how I do it. And things have kind of gotten a little bit easier for me because I have 3 kids, and they were all here, and that made things a little bit rougher. But now they're all in school and college, so right now none of them are here at home. They'll be coming back here for Thanksgiving and like Christmas and stuff like that. But right now I have a little bit more time because it's just my wife and I basically. And well, my mother-in-law lives with us too. And but so you know that there's a little bit more time to work on YouTube related things right now than what I had before. The interesting thing is, like, a lot of times though during the week I'm doing a lot of lives and stuff like that, so it kind of cuts into the amount of time that I have to do just like regular content that I'm putting out on the page. So so sometimes I kind of fall a little bit behind on that and only get a couple out a week, but I try and get out as much as I can regular content along with live streams because I know that, you know, it's good to interact with people, but not everybody likes to do the live streams or interact in the chat and so forth. So I try and do a mixture of, you know, both.
That's cool. Yeah. Driving up to 70 hours a week and, you know, up to 11-hour days. Yeah, I can only really commit to YouTube stuff for 1 week a day on my day off today, Sundays.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I kind of neglect my channel. I I try to do this show, the Bacon Convoy, every week, but yeah. So like I was telling you before, I've been on the road since August, and I am like, oh, I'm super ready for my vacation time. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I remembered a question that I was going to ask you before like we got interrupted by the
Okay.
internet situation.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what does your cardiologist think of this? Because like obviously he's seen you like basically, if not heal, at least put your symptoms and all that into remission. Like, yeah, what does he think about it?
Yeah, I mean he seems to be fine with it. Like I haven't said that I'm doing like full carnivore or anything. I did say I was doing low carb the previous time, I guess, when it's like 6 months ago. Um and he was like okay. I don't think that he was completely thrilled with it, but he's seen the progress, and like this time he's like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Your levels look great. Like my triglycerides are really low now compared to what they were. HDL is better than it was. My potassium and magnesium levels are good, and before they were low. So he's happy with all that, happy that I'm not having episodes anymore for the AFib. I've lost weight, so he's happy with all that. So he seems to be pretty happy overall. So for my cardiologist, it's he hasn't really been like, I don't think you should, eat that way or anything. So it's been okay. Now my what do you want to call him? Personal doctor,
Physician, whatever.
primary care physician, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of a different story. Like I originally told him I was going to do low carb, and he's like, "Oh, you can't do that. That's going to be bad for you and all this stuff." Of course, I still did it, and he. The funny thing is, he's actually moving, so he's leaving. So I have to find another doctor, but he's never really been a fan of me eating this way. So I eventually was like, "Yeah, all right." He wanted me to do the Mediterranean diet, so I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." And I just never really told him that I was really doing low carb, so or carnivore even. Didn't even want to say, well, I'm not even eating any vegetables. So yeah, I mean, luckily my LDL hasn't gone up that high, so he hasn't really questioned it that much. But it's funny because like the range that they give you for LDL is like good goes up to like 100 or something like that. And the last time, just a month ago or so, my LDL level was 102, and he asked me if the cardiologist had said anything about putting me on a statin. I'm like, no, and I'm not going to go on one. But I thought it was kind of crazy that like the first thought when it's like 2 points out of what is considered supposedly the normal range, that he doesn't think like, okay, how can we fix this naturally? It's right away. You should probably go on a statin. Has your cardiologist talked to you about it? I thought that was kind of crazy. So I'm not upset that he's leaving and I have to find a new doctor. But I know it's hard to find a doctor that's supportive of low carb, and especially in my area, I haven't been able to find any. So it'll be interesting to see what I do there. But at least the cardiologist has been fairly supportive. So
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing with like the doctors that just want to throw pills at you, but Running Tap says, "Love your truck stop video, Sean. Thank you. I put a medium amount of effort into them." I think there's a Pong game around my dad's house. I'll have to look. That sounds cool. The Champion Within. Hello, gentlemen. Hello. So yeah, I was going to ask you about your cholesterol, but you answered it for me already.
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad yet, which is interesting because some people, their especially their LDL really spikes up
Yeah,
early
like
on, even with carnivore. Mine hasn't been that bad yet. Um,
I
so
haven't gotten my my labs done since I went carnivore. I haven't gotten my labs done in like 2 years, so.
hmm,
But I don't know. I'm curious to see what they would be, but yeah, if they want
yeah,
to if they want to put me on a statin, I'd be like, nah.
yeah,
Because
and what is it? The I can't remember which doctor it was, but they said that basically the results they've seen from studies is that a statin gives you like 7 days or 6 days more or something like that of your
yeah,
life. It's not worth it for some of the side effects and stuff that you can have from a statin to do that, at least in my opinion. So um, I'm never gonna go that route myself. So
yeah, and then there's that recent page where it's like centenarians, people who live up to 100, like they all have high LDL.
mhm,
So like there's something to that, you know.
yeah.
But um, Nicole's running after the tap. So yeah, let's see. Where you from? You're from like Kansas or something? I can't remember.
I'm in Virginia. Yeah.
Virginia.
So I'm
I don't know
actually
why.
near Nicole. I'm near Nicole.
Oh,
So she's like an hour north of me, I think. So yeah.
what part of Virginia? I've been all through there.
So I'm over by 95. So you're familiar with 95, I'm sure, as a truck driver. It's great, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm in the Fredericksburg area, just north of
Oh,
Fredericksburg.
okay.
So you know that stretch that it's like between like Dumfries and Fredericksburg. It's like one of the worst bottlenecks in the country on 95. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Definitely know that one. Oh, real quick, Carrie's in the house. My
Yeah.
metamorphosis.
Hello.
And Running Tap asks, "Is it difficult to learn to drive trucks?" For some people, I'm a very hands-on learner, so for me, it was. I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't difficult, but it wasn't as difficult as. I didn't have as much difficulty as some people have. So, but yeah, and then there's the experience that comes with it. There's things that newbies struggle with out here on the roads, like even just trying to park can be a battle for newbies, like but we all have like there's like a whole thing in the trucking community. We all have like this camaraderie where it's like if we see someone struggling, we'll get out and kind of help back them in. So it's very helpful usually. You get the random assholes every now and then, but it is what it is.
How long have you been a truck driver?
6 years now,
Hmm.
maybe 5. I think it's
Cool.
5. It's Pigpen 10-4 Pigpen. Running Tap. If you saw my intro, it's from the convoy from that movie. But yeah, so what do you eat in a day? Like, what does it look like?
Most days I have some sort of steak, whether it's New York strip or ribeye or chuck steak or even potentially sirloin. Though I normally like to go with like chuck or New York or ribeye, just because it's a little bit fattier. The sirloin's more lean. So most days I'll have a steak as one of my meals. For quite a while now, I've been doing 2 meals. I started out when I first started carnivore, I was doing 2 meals a day, and then I went to 1 meal for a while, and then I ended up gradually kind of going back to 2 meals. So most days I am 2 meals a day. Occasionally, if I have a big enough steak, especially if it's like a ribeye, I might only eat 1 meal that day, but most of the time it's 2 meals a day. And then the second meal, a lot of times will be like maybe ground beef, maybe some bacon. There might be some eggs in there. Occasionally I'll have like chicken wings, or even chicken thighs. But that's for the most part, that's it. So it's mostly beef, but occasionally like chicken wings or chicken thighs, that kind of thing. Maybe once every few weeks I might have like some pulled pork or something that I'll do on the smoker, that kind of thing.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm primarily red meat, and bacon. Of course, I love my bacon. I don't eat any eggs. Small bit of dairy, but yeah. You mentioned a cooker, like a grill. What do you cook on?
Yeah, so I have
I'm listening. My truck turned off. I got to turn it back on.
Okay. Yeah, so I have a pellet grill that I can smoke on it, and I can do just regular cooking. It has an option where I can sear with it as well. So I use that a lot. And I have a boy, I can't think of what I want to say. Cast iron, there we go. I have a cast iron pan that I will cook sometimes with. So I've done steaks in that, burgers, and chuck roast I've even done with that. And sometimes I even just use a regular frying pan, but most of the time I try and use the cast iron when I'm cooking inside. Or I have an air fryer that I use sometimes, or even for that matter, I have a crock pot that is used sometimes. So I use a lot of different things. I'd say probably 85% of the time, though, if the weather is nice, I'm using the pellet grill, and doing something that way.
Nice. I don't have any outdoor cooking things. I mean, I could just, like, wherever I'm at, just get a charcoal grill set up outside. But for one, I don't want my cabs smelling like charcoal. But I mostly have cast iron. Let's see.
Yeah.
I need to clean it. And then I have a like one of those big electric skillets whenever I want to cook up some hamburger patties, like a big amount of them. What do you want? What do you want? He's being needy today. But yeah, and then
just wants to be on video.
He's had enough stream time today. But yeah, and then at home I have a crock pot, which for Thanksgiving dinner I'm wanting to make corned beef and cabbage soup. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So
cool.
What do you how are you planning on doing the holidays?
Well, I'm hoping I do better than last time. Last time, so I mentioned that I started carnivore in July of 2022, and I was doing really good, really strict until I kind of got into around Thanksgiving, Christmas time period, and then I kind of slacked off a little bit. And so in January, I had to start getting stricter again. So I hope that I'm going to be a little better this time and not slack off so much. But so for me, I'm the only one that eats this way in the family. And like, for instance, for Thanksgiving, I'm going to have all 3 kids are going to be home. So I have 2 daughters that are going to have boyfriends that are going to be over. Um, and my wife, my mother-in-law will be there. So for me, it's going to be interesting. We are going to eat a little bit later for Thanksgiving in the day. So I think what I'm planning on doing is having a nice big steak early in the day, and then that way I won't be quite as hungry later. And my plan is like we typically do like the traditional Thanksgiving dinner with like turkey and stuff like that. So I think I'll have some turkey and some deviled eggs and just kind of try and stick with that and stay away from like the potatoes and yams and all that kind of stuff because that wouldn't be so good for me. So
Yeah, I potatoes are a weakness for me too. Well, yeah, but Running Tap says corned beef and cabbage soup. I'll pass. Cabbage soup is like a family tradition. My mom used to make cabbage soup, so yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'll make it, but I'll make it meat heavy. Mama Cracker asked if my dog is carnivore. He is not. I've tried to transition him a couple of times, but every time he gets massive diarrhea. So and being on the road, having to pull over and let him out every hour or so it's not going to fly. But he does get an egg in his food, and every now and then he'll get like a bite of steak, But my weight loss life is here, and so is Carnivore Soldier. You, Carnivore Soldier, you had expressed interest to collab. I gave you my email. I don't know if you got it. Let me know. Okay, but yeah, I don't think there's anything. But yeah, I'm thinking like I kind of think being strict through the holidays, like if you're I don't know, I think there's too much of a stigma about it. Like if okay, for people who are like just starting out, like yeah, it's probably not good to indulge. I call them indulgences, like that strawberries and whipped cream, that was an indulgence, you know what I mean? So it's like as long as it's not like every day, I think you're fine. And like what Russ was ranting about in Kim's stream earlier, like as long as you're not gaining, like he's happy just not to be gaining. Yeah. And so I think there's too much dogma, and Nicole would probably attest to that because she's been getting some heat for talking about carbs. But it's the someone's trying to park next to me, sorry. But no, I think it's like I don't do dogma, and life happens, you know what I mean? But
yeah, so like my name is Wick Goes Carnivore, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with just being low carb and not being carnivore. I think everybody's different, and everybody's in different spots in their life and in their diet. And even if you do struggle through the holidays, it's probably better than what you did in the past. So you're making progress, right? I think the key is to make sure that you don't let it snowball. And for some people, they've been on carnivore, let's say, for a few years, and they don't even have the same struggles, the same cravings that other people do. So it's easier for them to get through a holiday period. Somebody like I'm 49 years old, but for 48 years of my life, I ate the standard American diet, basically, right? So it's hard to retrain your your mind and your body to not eat that way when you've always done that for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, right? Um, so I think don't beat yourself up about making mistakes and eating something you shouldn't, but learn from it and try and do better and understand that it's your health and it's the long haul, right? It's not about, oh, I ate this when I probably shouldn't have. Oh, okay, it happens. Um, it's not like we're all human. We're not perfect, right? Um, and I mean, I'm sure it's fine to just have something here and there.
Yeah,
There are people that are doing well and doing great with eating vegetables or even eating some fruit in that and some berries or whatever. Um, and they're thriving with that. So why would that, be a problem? And same thing, like if you have like a donut or a cookie or something, okay. It's not the best thing in the world, but you didn't eat like five of them every day for a week or something like you probably
yeah,
did in the past, right? So um, it's progress from where you used to be, and with the way that you've been eating that you're healthier and doing better. So I don't see a problem with it. Everybody's in a different spot in their lives.
yeah, exactly. Everybody's different, and contrary to what everybody says, we didn't. We didn't evolve completely plant free.
Hmm.
So it's like, I mean, going overboard is one thing, but having here and there, it's no big deal. I don't think.
Yeah.
Carnivore Soldier, I'm making Dr. Kilt's ice cream eggnog flavor. How you doing that with a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of rum in there? And he also says he's hosting a clean carnivore Thanksgiving. That sounds cool. What? Sorry, I lost my place. Former fat girl. I think Austin Powers when I hear dogma, and it translates to in my head magma. Also, wait, no, I'm trying to remember what it was.
Wasn't there a movie called Dogma
Yes, there
with
was.
Matt Damon, I think?
Matt Damon. Yes. And Running Tap doesn't have Thanksgiving in Australia, and they're not very thankful. Well, your country also got beat by emus, so. Come on. I'm clicking it. And I think this is on your end. You got a super sticker.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
Carrie, my metamorphosis last year, I had some mashed potatoes and sweet potatoes at my daughter's house. Stayed away from desserts, bread, stuffing. I had no adverse effects. There was plenty of good meat to eat. There you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And Running Tap, bread and desserts are my greatest weakness. Me too. I have a sweet tooth. That's why I was looking at those strawberries and cream. Like, yeah, it's whole food except for the cream. There was definitely a ton of sugar in that, but oh well. But it still beats that fried pie that I was eyeballing too. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll eat like a cookie or something, and then I'm like, oh, it didn't even taste good. Why did I do that?
See, I have the opposite effect. Like what? So I had like a binge week a couple weeks back, and like this was so bad. This is so bad, but it was delicious for me. I enjoyed the hell out of myself doing this, but like I had like a peanut butter cookie in the morning, and I dipped it in my coffee. I dipped it in my coffee like it was milk, and I was like, "Oh, this tastes amazing." Oh, it's so bad, but I was pigging out. To be honest, I was pigging out. I was enjoying myself. Then I got back on the scale and I was like, "Oh, time to cut that off." My weight loss life. Oh, excuse me. I had some carbs this weekend. Life happens. I will get right back on plan. Yeah, that's kind of to my point. Is like, 1 second. Kind of to my point. Life happens, and semi-retired Bob put out a video a while back. I don't know if you saw it. The title of it was "Don't Burn the Wagon Down." So, like, if you fall off the wagon, don't burn the wagon down. Like, just get back on it.
Yep. But yeah, that's the key, right? Just don't let it continue to snowball. Just catch yourself, learn from it, and move on.
Yeah, exactly. So, Carnivore Soldier, eggnog, equals rum and nutmeg. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you oh God, excuse me. Do you drink?
Not very often. So I was originally told that alcohol would cause me to go into AFib more often. And I think that did happen before. So I kind of got to the point that I stopped drinking alcohol. But I do occasionally have something to drink. I would say, I think twice this year it's happened where I've drank something. It's like back in July, I think I did. And then about a week or two ago, I had something to drink the one evening. But that's it. I typically do not drink. So when I was younger, I used to drink quite a bit. So yeah, I don't know if you call me a party animal or anything, but I used to drink a lot. So
yeah, I definitely went through that phase in life where I was drinking whenever I could. And I guess you could say I'm still at that phase, but I keep myself really busy because I don't drink while I'm out on the road. And, I'm out on the road for months at a time. So when I'm home, that's when I'm like, okay, I can relax, have something to drink, So,
yeah.
But yeah. And then Dying Breed is here. Good evening, YouTube. It's your favorite American local truck driver checking in from Georgia. How is it over there? I'm in Texas right now. Running Tap went to a wedding recently and ate my body weight. Didn't beat myself up. Carnivore Soldier. I don't drink very often either, just socially with friends. I had 1 shot of rum in the entire ice cream. Oh, okay. But yeah, and like in 2 weeks when I take my vacation time, I'm going to the Texas Renaissance Fair, and I am super excited about it. And I'm gonna go completely off plan. Like, I don't even care. They sell a 2-foot long corn dog, and I 100% I'm gonna eat it, bread and all. I don't even care. But I also want to get a good haggis. I want a good Scotch egg, and try some of their mead and their craft beers. So I'm gonna indulge. My weight loss life. Keep up the great work, Carnivore Trucker. Thank you. But yeah, so we're about 5:02 till to 5 minutes left for an hour. So Running Tap, don't like haggis. Have you ever had haggis? Like, do they have haggis in Australia? And Cindy's here.
Hey, Cindy.
Oh yeah, Carrie went off playing at the Highland Games. I did eat haggis. Yeah, you're Tennessee, I think, right? Tennessee, Carrie. But yeah, I've never had haggis, so I'm really looking forward to it. Running Tap had it in Scotland. I would love to go to Scotland. I would love to go to Scotland. Because I'm going to the Renaissance Fair during the Highland Fling, so there's going to be the Highland Games, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, right. It's going to be a good time. If any of y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all in about 2 or 3 weeks are going to see some pictures of me in my kilts. So
Cool.
yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I've been out for 3, maybe 4 months at this point. I'm ready. And Carrie, I tried meat. That is what was off plan. Yes, outside of Nashville. That's what I thought. Yeah. Have you ever had mead?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's honey wine. So it's real sweet. Sometimes they put like berries in it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, but anyway, what have you got going on? Like any YouTube videos coming up? Anything you want to shout out?
Well, I don't have anything like really planned in terms of a YouTube video. I have some shorts. I've been putting out lately. I've been putting out like a bunch of shorts, like one a day type of deal, and then try and get out a couple of long form content. And then I just have like, live streams that I've been doing. I do have like an interview coming up that's gonna be a pre-recorded thing with somebody, and that's gonna be coming out, but I don't want to really talk about that yet. So, because I don't know exactly when that's gonna come out. But this Wednesday, Carnivore Soldier, I'm gonna be on his live stream, and then like every Thursday I do the low carb football party with my weight loss life, Greg. So we're gonna be doing that again on Thursday. And then the big thing that I want to point out is next Sunday, so a week from today at noon, I'm having a live stream with Dr. Tony Hampton. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Awesome.
So I do have a few live streams coming up here, and I just have to work on some content. I just put out the one, I guess it was yesterday, it went out about my cardiologist appointment that I just went to and getting off the medications and stuff. But I haven't really put a whole lot of thought into what the next good video should be. So I got to work on that.
Well, awesome. Let's see. You're on Instagram. I don't know if you want to shout out your Facebook or anything. Do you have Twitter? Yeah. Other fun stuff?
So yeah, I'm on Instagram. I think is brian.nowicki. On Facebook, I have Wick Carnivore. And Twitter, it's an old from when I used to coach youth football, so it's Coach bbbe, BIGBRI. So I am on Twitter, and of course, y'all know I'm on YouTube as well. I think that's all the social medias. I occasionally do TikTok, but I go in there like once every couple of weeks, so I don't really pay that much attention to it. I couldn't even tell you what my screen name is for TikTok, actually. So those are the big ones.
Okay.
Sorry, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm not on TikTok. I refuse to have that CCP spyware on my phone. That, and it's just the degradation of society, in my opinion. Cindy loves my frying bacon background. I like that too. I think it's a little bit more fitting with the Bacon Convoy,
Yeah. It's making me hungry, though.
Oh, is it? And Bacon rocks. Hell yeah, it does. Brian, that would be a great show with Dr. Hampton. And Matthew, Bold Carnivore.
Hey.
He's a bit late, but William, I'm getting out of here. Have a great night, y'all. Good night, William. We're wrapping it up too. So next week I have Carnivore Backwoods coming on here on the Bacon Convoy on at 7 p.m. Central. And also, it's not going to be live, but a little teaser for y'all. I'm going to be recording a video for my channel where I'm interviewing Bart K on next Sunday too. So that'll be releasing. I want to get that out by the 19th of this month. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm going to ask him a bunch of sciencey questions.
Yeah, Bart's great.
Yeah, he is. He's awesome. Watching the bacon is hypnotic. I was afraid that it would be too distracting in the background. So, but anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Yeah, we'll give it another minute. Is there any last minute questions y'all want to ask real quick? Give it a minute. But yeah, me and Bold Carnivore, I think we might be starting a Saturday stream, Saturday night. We've been talking a little bit, and we did last Saturday and then yesterday too, so that was fun.
Cool.
But I don't think anybody's asking any questions, so let's go ahead and end it here. Thank you all for watching, and remember to eat bacon and keep trucking.
All right. Bye, everybody.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. I am.
Hold on. We have to stop the show. What do you want, Matthew?
What?
It's here.
Oh, he's got a question.
How's the what is that word?
Oh, cerule. Okay. Yeah, so when you talk to Bart K, you might hear about cerule. So cerule, and it's funny because I got this stuff here because I always have it with me. They make these products. There's one called Stem Enhance Ultra, which is a stem cell support. It helps to make your bone marrow and your stem cells I can't think of the right word I want to say, but like repair and renew themselves. They go renew themselves quicker. And then there's like this one here is an inflammation support one, Cyactive. And then this one helps with circulation support, plasma flow. So I take those. There's a few other things that they have too, but those are the ones that I take. And I've been taking them probably at least 6 months or so now, and I've seen pretty good results. My energy levels have been higher with them. I like almost immediately in the first couple of weeks, I noticed a big change in my energy levels. And yeah, I think I have a little bit less gray here in my beard than what I used to. So I can't, some of this stuff, it's hard because carnivore kind of helps with that too. So it's like, how much of it is carnivore? How much of it is the cerule stuff? I think they both work really well together. So yeah, that's for me. I've been using it, and I really like the results. I've heard from a couple of people that I know now that are using it that they've seen some good results as well. So
that's cool. Yeah, I've been curious about that, but it's a little pricey for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, when I interview Bart, like the last question, I'm gonna be like, can you address some rumors? There's all these vegans saying that you're a sellout for some product called cerule, and kind of tease them with that. Let them talk about it that way.
Yeah, he'll definitely explain it, because so there are people that say, and I can't remember the exact ingredient, but that there's this particular, it's this spirulina, I guess, if I even said that right. that that's a plant. And he's very, very scientific, technical, and he'll tell you that it's actually classified as not a plant, or so it's not really, it's not a plant, so it's not vegan. It's not meat, so it's not carnivore. It's neither one. So it's good for whether you are a vegan or a carnivore. It doesn't conflict with your thoughts and so forth. So he'll explain all that to you when you ask him.
Okay, cool. But all right, Mike Shaw. Hey guys, just saw you were on. Sorry I'm late. Yeah, we're literally. I literally had to fake out because freaking Bold Carnivore. It's like, wait a minute. So I had to stop the outro and be like, what do you want? But now we're gonna end it. All right, y'all take care.
Bye.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. I am done. Get out!